Hey everybody, it's Zombie, and I just wanted to go over kind of a compare and contrast video, see if you guys like it. Today we're going to be going over mobile gaming, old school versus new school mobile gaming. And to me, this is a big thing because I used to travel a lot. I used to be on a bus 4 hours a day because I commuted to work very far. And I liked to play games while I was sitting on the bus. It was nice. So I used to also do a lot of work on the bus before that. Now, something that I'm only going to compare two consoles right now. I've been around since the original Game Boy. I used to even have the old school handhelds, which I actually have right here. Now I think about it, I used to play a lot on these. I have Street Fighter in there too, and a few other ones. Batman. This is Mega Man 2. These are what I grew up on. But the biggest one in my life that had the biggest impact is Game Boy, because it was a decent size. Sure, we call it the game brick because it's freaking huge, but if someone attacks you, you can smack them with it because it's heavy. It had it's very sturdy. The thing is rock solid. It sounds good. It has a decent screen that you can adjust the contrast with. It's a good system. It's very sturdy. I have kids and it doesn't break. But I'm going to compare it to a modern gaming device, a smartphone. And I'm just going to say generic smartphone. This is a Note 2. I'm using the Note 4 to record right now. I'm going to compare it to a smartphone because that's what everyone uses for mobile gaming nowadays, even though there are things like the DS and the PSP, but the majority of people use a smartphone for gaming on the go. Like if you're in the bus or a commute, that's what they use. One of my biggest peeves, one of the biggest cons to me about modern mobile gaming is the very, very convoluted way to get games and how they're marketed. You have an app store or a different from whatever company you're getting your apps from. You don't have to go through Google Play, but you always have to go through the iTunes store to get the iPhone one, of course. But Google does several different ones, and there's always this huge variety of crap, and then a few good selections somewhere within it. And you can't really try it out. You can't borrow one from a friend to see if it's a good one to go buy or anything like that. It's just so complicated. And when you finally get to play it, let me show you. You have to navigate through all the stuff you have in your phone, and you just have a huge jumble. To me, it's like a jumble. Even though you can have a lot more stuff in there, it's just, no. It's a multitasking device. It's a phone, but it's a little computer. You can get calls on it and text, and it interrupts your experience. I don't like that. For me, I used to play mobile games on just a simple handheld device where all it did was games. And it's easy to borrow a game from a friend. This one's Super Mario Land, Metroid, I have Terminator in there, different games like that, Pokemon. They keep you busy for hours and hours, whether you're on a commute or not, and no calls, nothing else. It's just fun, and you're in the experience because nothing could take you out of it. That's all it does, it's just games. It doesn't do everything else, so you're not tempted to do everything else. It was just a good way to get more immersed for me. And the way you get the games, you have to pay a little bit more for them, but you don't have to do the in-app purchases or ads or any of that crap, because what you buy is what you get. If you buy, was it Pokemon? Then you, like the original one, 150 Pokemon, you have access to all of it, the entire game. You can level them up as much as you want. You play through as many times as you want. You don't have to pay a dime extra. That's all you get. You have the entire game, and they give it to you. All old school games are like that, and that's what I grew up on. It's wonderful. With the new ones, you always have little in-app purchases. They're always like, oh, say $1, $1. But I know people that have paid literally over $1,000 in a game like Clash of Clans. So a one-time purchase of $40, $50 at the time it was new, and never have to pay anything again, or over time spend a fortune. It's just night and day to me. Some things, they do have some similarities. Like, of course, they have nice speakers. I like a lot of regular dedicated gaming device speakers more because they're on the front always facing you, and they're decent quality speakers. They don't really sound grainy. Even the original Game Boy had decent speakers, so it was never really an issue. With phones, speakers are sometimes a hit and miss, and a lot of the times they're on the back of the phone. Like the Note series, it's always on the very back of the phone for some reason, even though they do it for the whole echoing thing to get, or the reflecting sound waves to get with your hand to get it sound louder. But I just like it on the front. and that's just my preference. So, but those would be my biggest gripes. The screens, with a better screen, of course, like you have on a phone, now you get, what, 4K screens, but you have a higher expectation, and things with older graphics are much more noticeable than the lower quality. With a lower resolution screen, like you have a very simple screen on the Game Boy, it's a slightly smaller than that, but you really don't notice because you're more immersed in just the sheer gameplay of it. That's all it was based on. You really don't notice while you're playing because that's not the focus. It didn't care about, oh, let's make it look really pretty. It was like, hey, let's make it a fun game so they can play for hours. If you play Tetris, you'll get addicted to it. That's hands down guaranteed, you know? With a lot of the newer ones, they'll all, if you don't find a game that looks good, a lot of times you lose interest, and that becomes a focus, and it shouldn't be. It's a game, and it should be fun. And that's just a lot what gaming is about now, when it should just be about having fun. For me, this turned into a big debate, I know, but this is my view on mobile gaming in general. So, yeah. For me, dedicated gaming devices like the original Game Boy or the DS or the Advance, I have one in here somewhere, over here. They're just better for an immersive gaming experience. And you can normally find a decent system for, what, $10 on eBay? That's just my personal view. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, talk amongst yourselves in the comments below. If you like the channel, check out some of my other stuff. Yeah, enjoy yourselves. I'll see you guys later.